Master Torgo here. We are going to talk to the cast of Fringe. Come with me. What would you like to see your characters accomplish this season?
Go.
Me first? Well, I know that this place that does not have Peter anymore means that Astrid has been working with Olivia a lot more closely, and so she gets to go out into the field, and she has a gun, which is really exciting. So that's actually what I wanted to happen, and a lot of the fans wanted to happen, and it took 4 seasons, but we got it. Yeah. So that's really cool. I feel like everything I wanted to happen is happening so far.
That's what I feel too, because now that this world is different, Walter does not inherit Massive Dynamic, and so who might run that? Who do we think might run that? And who might provide really kind and generous leadership? So I think that'll be fun. I wanted to rule the world, and it seems
and it's happening. Congratulations.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to try.
Well, I'd love to see a reverse of... there's 2 things. One, there's got to be a reconciliation between Walter and Walternate. There has to be. And also I want to see another side of Walter. And I think we might see another side of Walter. So there's lots of adventures ahead for me.
I don't know how to answer that, actually. I'm sort of still trying to... last year we had so much, we'd flip from the different, universes, so we'd sort of like go back and forth. And this year I think there's going to be so much more interaction that I'm kind of like, at the moment, really sort of focusing on trying to keep the differences between the alt version of Olivia and our Olivia kind of clear in my head. I think also, not necessarily what I want, what I want to, but what I think we will see is I've been thinking about and looking at, a world without Peter and who Olivia is, and see if we can't kind of like sort of lift her up a little bit more and make her not quite such, not that she's the victim, but she is sometimes a little bit the victim, just lighten her up a bit, I guess.
Well, I'd like to see... It'll be an interesting thing to see where the writers decided to go with Peter in season 4, because truly I think Peter accomplished his meaning by the end of season 3. I think that is a real like beginning, middle, and end character progression by the end of season 3. The nobility of that sacrifice, of that act of love to blink himself out of existence so that his wife could live and so that Walter could live, I think it's hard to get bigger than that. So I'm curious to see what avenue they're going to take this year, like where Peter fits back in, or if he fits back in, I'm not even sure, to these characters' lives in an active way, or if it's more in a passive way, or if I become an observer, or what happens. Now, it's been like playing your character in 2 different variations.
It's been really great. It's kind of like doing 2 different shows a little bit. At least with my characters, they're so completely different, and haven't had a lot of the same experiences because of these fundamental differences. And so it's really like just doing a different show. And I tell people all the time, it's actually really easy to get into it because the wardrobe for the 2 characters is it's so different. And so putting on like the army fatigues and the combat boots, like it's just so easy to not or to your gait is different. The beret and everything. So it's been really fun, and I love doing it. And we will get to see more of Alt Astrid this season too, which is really awesome.
It's an actor's dream because both Anne and I are stage actors, so we're used to doing multiple characters every year, so to be able to do this is just perfect for me and for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And people ask, that's more work, and is that a bad thing? But because you're so much more kind of engaged, it ends up being less work actually, because it's fun.
How do you think Walter will cope without Peter? I think actually that, it's not that he has to cope without Peter, it's that Walter has never been in Peter's presence. So it's not that something got taken away. I think it's more, how would Walter be if he had never had that relationship with his son? So, sorry to be pedantic, but I hope that the way that they deal with this with all the characters is that there are portions of him that will be, I don't know if better is the right word, but stronger, or other personality traits will come out. And then there will be some things that are just not as good, that didn't get healed by having that relationship with his son. So I would imagine that Walter will be more progressed in some ways and then more damaged in other ways by not having had that chance to sort of become human again by being a father. And what would you like to finally, if an alternate universe existed, what do you think your alternate self would be like?
Oh, the real alternate
Miss
self.
Blair Brown.
Oh, God. She'd be a better person. Oh, God. She'd be smarter. She'd be taller. The list is way too long. I'll get back to you on this. I have a whole list.
My Jasika would be taller too. I take everything you just said.
Exactly.
I always thought I was meant to be taller in another lifetime.
I thought so too.
That's what a crazy answer. We will be taller.
We'll be taller, among other things.
I mean, I have to like have an answer for this because we get asked a lot, and I can never, ever, ever.
I'm glad you're going
say.
first. Go for it.
No, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know one?
No, do you?
No, I don't. I don't.
I'd love to go back in time. I think that would be a fun thing to do.
What you mean, John Noble? What would I do?
No, you as as John Noble. What would you?
Check the name. Yes, I know. I kind of am pretty happy doing what I'm doing. So if I had a choice, I might sort of do the same thing. Might have done things a little bit differently on the way, maybe. Do you know, that question that just threw us, the first night we did a panel together, some interviews together recently, and we sort of walked into our first one, we've been away for ages, and then the interviewer said to Anna, "And what are you wearing?" And she knew, and then she looked at me and said, "What are you wearing?" I said, "I don't know what I'm wearing." Do you remember that? That was our first one
That
back.
was our first one back, yeah. We're a little bit rusty.
I don't know what I've got on. So it was very embarrassing. Just thought we shared that.
Thank you so much.